Ready?
Let's get it.
So you should be seeing me live now.
Yeah. Toast up.
Yeah,
Brother.
Yeah, I told these niggas all the places I would take it. I mean, just look back at all the conversations. You knew I always had a thing it took to make it.
Always had what it took.
Now soon I'll probably be with Ari
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
a
on
good
vacation.
look. Got my homeboy with me on the book. All legit, ain't never for the crook.
You
Woo.
never did the things you
Proud
told me you
but I'm
would
shook.
do. And I'm the
The
one you
world
say
going
you
crazy,
never
take a
follows
look.
through.
I don't get into it, but I really got grind to the finish, get it how I get it. Live it how I live it, I'ma spin it. Spin it, stack it up, I'm a winner. Pretender. I love me line up with the highest purpose on the sprinter.
So
Hey.
just a breakdown of that. The right side. So that left corner is a preview.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what I'm putting up next. So that's what is actually on the show right now. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. This is beautiful.
I mean, just look back at all the conversations.
Big gratitude for this moment.
You knew I always had a thing it took to make it.
Yeah.
Now soon I'll probably be with Ari on our own
I
vacation.
wish we would let me share from here.
Now look at me, I'm still going, never gave up on a dream. I just had to choose who I was gonna be. I told you wait and see, but you just didn't see. I was out here working when you were asleep. Too many promises I knew I had to keep. Not to you and not to them, but just to me. This how you act when you know everything in reach. When you so focused you can't even hear them speak. I told these niggas all the places I would take it. I mean, just look back at all the conversations. You knew I always had a thing it took to make it. Now soon I'll probably be with Ariana on vacation. Soon I'll probably be with Ari on vacation.
Yo, 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 yo.
Big gratitude, man. Big gratitude for this moment, man.
Let's get
Big
into it, man.
gratitude for this moment, man. Let's get into this.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy DJ MidKnight. Let me pause this real quick. And I got a special guest in the building, man. One of my brothers, one of my newer brothers, actually. And he's here to talk health, wealth, peace, prosperity, whether it be from the mind, the body, the soul, taking care of your body, your temple. I'm going to go ahead and put him on camera right now. I want to introduce Mr. Wilbur Hines Jr. What's up, man?
What's going on, family?
Man, nothing much. Thank you for even coming to do this.
Absolutely.
Right, guys, this is gonna be off camera because I want you guys mostly be focused on the guests. So I will not be on camera, just be him. So typically, what I do is I just ask for my guests to give a little bit of background information on themselves, so the viewers are informed.
Certainly.
Who is Wilbur Hines Jr. Today, and who was he prior to this transformational stage that I met you in?
Wilbur Hines Jr. is an imperfect man who's been perfected by trial and error. Coming from, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia. Everybody at home, what's up? I came up, like anybody, man. Came up to work hard. I came up to mind my business. But I always came up, I feel like I was misaligned. There were some things that took place in my life where, just kind of give you a background about me. You know, I made some mistakes. I bumped my head a time or two. You know, I didn't always say and do the right thing. And learning from all of those mistakes, man, it really gave me some wisdom. It gave me a purpose, gave me a path. And, you know, I'm in my 30s, man, and, you know, I'm a father. You know, first and foremost, you know, a lot of the moves that I make, even the book, you know, it was for me to leave a legacy. You know, I've got 2 girls and my girl's dad, you know, and still holding out for my board.
Look, man.
But yeah, man, you know, I'm a father, man. You know, I wrote a book. I'm an author. I'm a son, man. You know, my pops was there to, you know, instill in me, you know, to have a plan, have a purpose. He was big on, man, boy, get your thumb at your butt out there with your friends. He was always, you know,
sound like some pops language. Right,
man.
Yeah.
To be a man, you got to get away from the boys. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you fail to plan, if you plan to fail, you know what I'm saying? You know, you don't. You fail to plan, you know, it's planning to fail.
Gotcha.
So, you know, you're a man on mouth. So many things, you know, so much wisdom, man, that I got from Pops, man. And, you know, again, you know, his legacy was big and, you know, hard work and things of that sort. And so, you know, that's what brings me here, man. But, hey, you know, I'm a business owner. I'm an all-out hustler, man. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, it's my company, Ekwel Grooming and Fitness.
Yes.
Ekwel CEO is my hashtag, man. That's the campaign that I'm all about right now.
Gotcha.
And, you know, just being, you know, the chief of the executive operations that are going on in your life. I'm big about that. In the book, you know, I speak about, you know, how to have the energetic presence to, you know, take control of your life, you know, make decisions from a strong place. You feel me? So, but yeah, man, Naturally Ours. I'm a co-owner of Naturally Ours. Big shout out to my queen, Deidre Taylor. She is the owner and founder of this awesome holistic spa. We're located off Riverside, 645 North Riverside Drive, Suite C, right behind Classic Cube. But yeah, man, we hustle, man. We currently right now, young teams are big. You know, women are finding out that, you know, through the steam fumigation process, you could, you know, reduce inflammation. You could, you know, heal any type of ailments. I hate to use the word heal, but, you know, just take preventative maintenance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Against a lot of the things that you know that prey on women, you know, and kind of mess up their experience. So, Naturally Ours, check out that information. Check out our store, our website. The name of the website is www.naturallyours.co. So, father, entrepreneur, author, you know, businessman, Ekwel Grooming and Fitness. I'm a personal trainer, doing some big things with my nonprofit, Little Green Giants. Little Green Giants is awesome. It's amazing. Right now, we just got a proposal from you know, kind of trying to keep this under wraps. I won't speak too much about it, but we got a pretty large proposal, man, to do a 42-week program. Yeah, man.
Nice.
50 children. We talking, you know, grants and things of that sort. So, getting the paperwork ironed out, but look out for that in the future. Little Green Giants is going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
Strengthen the babies, man. You know.
Got to, yeah.
But,
yeah. So, like I said, I've been skimming the book. I did buy the book, of course.
Thank you.
And one of the things you spoke about was like, I think it was audio intuition, right? And I was reading some, and it's just like energy, right? And meeting you when we did the Juneteenth thing, it's the first time I met you, and it was like something about that. Like I even told my woman, like later on, I was like, I just feel like I was supposed to talk to them. And like at one point, I was gonna go up and introduce myself and talk, and then whatever happened, I guess you know. The day went on, we got busy, and it didn't happen. And then we ended up linking up anyway, like not that long after that.
Yeah.
But I got a vibe that day from you,
right?
That was just positive. Like you couldn't explain it. I just felt like you were somebody that I needed to know and talk to.
That's what's up, my man.
So yeah, that's for me. So can you where would you like to start as far as the book? You can't you don't want to give too much away. But
Yeah. I mean, we can talk about it. Audio intuition, for me, you know, that particular segment in the book, it just speaks to what resonates to you. And, you know, if you think about, you know, if your intentions are pure, if you're going to align with the highest version of yourself, if you're going to align with the highest scenario in the room, you have to be, you know, calibrated to, you know, organic moments. You got to be calibrated to, you know, just people who are along your path that have your best interests in mind. And brother, at that event, you know, I shared that same admiration. I was like, oh man, you know, I got to rap this brother. Mm-hmm. And, you know, just life, you take the lefts and the rights and you end up where you're supposed to be. Yeah. You know, if your heart is in the right place, man. So here we are, man. But audio intuition is big, man. I feel like you have, oh gosh, I can speak and reference another book and talk about the you know, the bibliography and things of that sort in my book and where I get my information from. Mm-hmm. Robert Bruce wrote a book that's called Power versus Force, and he talked about your natural polygraph, how you can, you know, you have this discernment where you feel what's authentic. You feel when somebody's lying, when somebody's BSing you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can feel when you know, there's an intuitive moment that you have where if you train yourself and condition yourself to be congruent with that voice, with that energy, with that message, a lot of times you ain't gonna go wrong. A lot of, you know, that's the gut feeling that most people get.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you are, you know, attuned to that, you're always gonna have that internal navigation system. But that's where I get audio intuition from. Yeah, man. But the book is, you know, it's an awesome book. It's something that you could gift a teenager. For me, I really enjoyed, you know, the book writing process, and I just enjoyed just overall, man, seeing people actually benefit from it. I benefit from it. It's something that I refer back to. So It's on Amazon right now. It's on my website, equalcode.com. So thank you again for you know, for bringing me here, bro, to tell my story, to talk about, you know, at this time right now, I think a lot of people are being pulled by the advertisement, being pulled by the media. I think, you know, a lot of people are being fed this idea that's not really aligning them with the best version of themselves. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's what we're here, man. That's what this is all about.
Absolutely. I'm trying to think, how does one get started, right? I saw you wrote that we never get rid of our demons. We just learn to live above our demons.
Yes.
And so I actually wanted to ask you more, like, from a more in-depth description of like what exactly that means and how does one live above their demons, because it's a kind of a powerful statement. Like, those things never go away.
They never go away.
You know what I'm saying? It's like me being a cigarette smoker. It's even hard to imagine like quitting sometimes, even though I've thought about it, right? Because people just think that certain things, like you said, they just go away. So no, like a person that hasn't smoked a cigarette or a person that hasn't drank a beer in 20 years, people just think that they no longer have the desire to.
Right.
And that's just not true from what I understand of different elements of that nature. Like, every day that smoker still wants a cigarette. And every day they have to consciously and actively put forth the effort to refuse that.
That's it.
And that's mind-blowing to me, because I couldn't imagine quitting smoking and then every day, like, it's that nagging thing, like, oh, I want a cigarette. Oh, I want a cigarette. So let's talk more about that.
Oh, definitely. When I say, you know, you never get rid of your demons, you just learn to live above them. It's really, you know, making peace with your story. You know what I mean? And you think about, if you take that same scenario where you say you live above your demons.
Yeah.
You know, they never leave you. If you think about all the times that you've ever smoked that cigarette, you've developed this story about, you know, hey, I'm the smoker. This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
What I did in pretty much living above my demons, to speak to that and how to get started. You get started by learning to love yourself more.
Yeah.
You get started by, you know, in those moments to where, because everybody has this character that they put up to the world.
Facade, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got this face and this facade, but when you live above your demons, family, it's making friends with those demons and learning from them.
Yeah.
And learning the behaviors and learning more about yourself, learning that, you know, hey, I can choose to love myself in a better way versus, you know, accepting this, you know, this situation in this scenario.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I say love yourself, man, it's, you know what you want to do. You know the turns that you need to take to get to the overall destination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you love yourself enough, you're going to have the mental discipline to, you know, use your story to say, hey, you know, I know I've smoked in the past. You know, I know there's something that I need to do to love me better. And if stopping, you know, this particular habit, if that's step one, I need to stay focused on that particular habit. So the first chapter of the book, man, is energetic presence and how to live in the present moment. Because I say, you know, make peace with your story, because if you say, you know, a lot of people fight for their limitations. They say, you know, I had a hard life, I had a hard day, you know, this is why I smoke, man. This is my, you know, this is my self-love, this is my care. You know what I'm saying? This is my routine. But if you really and truly say, you know what I'm saying? Hey, this is an opportunity for me to love myself. This is an opportunity for me to, you know, grow to the next version of myself. And this is my opportunity that I'm going to take to align with my highest purpose, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take this and make it what it needs to be for me. So, you know, hey, there's no perfect or right or wrong way to do it, but take the moment to love yourself. Take the moment to be present and learn that using your story to fuel your future. And say, hey, man, I used to smoke, but I learned how to love myself, and now look where I'm at. It just changes the course of where you're trying to go. Loving yourself changes the trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about this in a YouTube video, Equal Grooming and Fitness. That's my YouTube channel. When you talk about, you know, your purpose, or you talk about something that you love or something that makes you happy, you open up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about it more. We're talking about my book. I can talk all day about the book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if it's something that, you know, that I associate with that makes me fearful or makes me feel small, you know what I mean? I take that association and it has a direct effect on my body. It has a direct effect on my decision making. You know, if I feel small about my story, that has a direct effect on me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you choose love, that automatically, like, you start to bubble up about your choice in loving yourself, and that in turn grows you, and it grows your ability to reach higher heights. It grows your ability to align with the higher version for yourself. And that's what this is all about. This is what I'm all about. This is why we're here. You know what I mean? So take me flaws and all, man, because I'm going to love myself now, and I'm going to give myself the opportunity to create a future for myself that, you know, is based on love. It's based on the intention of loving me, you know, in the best way possible.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I got you. And some people, I actually have a friend, she actually commented earlier, she said that she needed to buy that book. So the link to the book is actually in the description, along with Naturally Ours. That's linked in there too.
Certainly.
And of course, levelupcreativerepair.com, always going to be linked there. For people that might be interested, like, what is that process like? Because I found that in life, I think a lot of times people, we think that certain things are too hard to do, right? Or that, not saying that there's not work that goes into certain things, but you'd be surprised, like, you know, how easy it might be to start up a clothing line, how easy it might be to start up an online business. You know what I'm saying? Or like, what's even me getting the show on Spotify recently.
Right.
I waited for a long time just assuming that there would be a lot of money attached to it. There would be a lot of hoops I have to jump through. And one night I just sat there in my bed and literally did it on my phone. It was, the episode was on Spotify within that. Yeah. So,
bro, there's two type of people in this world.
mm-hmm.
There's people who feel like they can, and there's people who feel like they can't.
Yeah.
And the people who feel like they can, they are pathological winners.
Mm.
Anytime, you know, you say hard, it's all in. It's all within the scope of who's looking at the objective.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For somebody who's chosen to always say that I can, pathologically, he's going to approach the situation with a system, methodically. He's going to approach it like, okay, hey, I have this strategy. What's the most efficient way I can do it? The person that says that I can't all the time, that pathology is different. They're going to bring a different person to that level of difficulty.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's why you got levels to it, man. You got, you know, if anybody wants something, you know, there is no level of difficulty that's going to, you know, stop and deter that person. And again, man, that's you have to find your why, but you also have to find your you just got to find your environment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you this. There's a study that talked about how a shark, you know, if you put him in a tank, he can only grow in accordance to the dimensions of the tank.
Oh, yeah. I've
You
seen
feel
that.
me?
Yeah, I've
You
seen
feel
that
me?
study, yeah.
But in the wild, no inhibitions. You know
No
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
No limitations. It's all, his acuity is now, you know, fixated upon something natural that was built for, you know, for his biological makeup. So you have to be calibrated to that. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand, like, okay, do I have the presence of mind to understand, okay, I'm boxed in, I'm in a tank. You know what I'm saying? I need to take the training wheels, the governor off my mind,
mm-hmm.
and really shoot past what I even feel is possible. So that's my approach to anything.
Yeah.
I've overcome injury, I've overcome embarrassment, I've overcome lack of resources, I've overcome just ignorance, I've overcome so many things in the pursuit of what I consider to be happiness for what I want to accomplish. So, you know, for somebody to say it's difficult, is you don't want it bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell a lion it's difficult to catch a deer. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
So
it was, yeah, and it was, like I said, it was pretty cool because I've been doing this for a little while now.
And you got it.
And of course, that was always the goal, right?
Right.
To get on a platform that has millions of users.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's really no reason that I couldn't have done it soon, like way sooner. You know what I mean?
Divine timing, man.
Yeah,
It's a real thing.
Yeah, so I think sometimes we look at certain things, and one thing that has been good about this pandemic crap, this craziness,
It's been love.
is I've seen so
all
many
there who, you know, been compromised, but
yeah, but for some people, it's forced some, and then given the time to others to actually pursue some of the things that they may have been thinking about doing for years.
straight up.
You know, like people had a lot of idle time.
Right.
Well, of course, a lot of people being out of work and stuff of that nature. But I saw people like starting clothing lines. I saw one girl was selling like mason jars of like margaritas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen people just literally jogging their minds and figuring out, you know, because at the end of the day, you got to eat.
Facts.
And so me doing what I do nowadays, it's scary, right? Like when you step away from working that job that's going to be there every day, and then choosing to do what you've done, and you know, you and your wife starting up Naturally Ours,
right?
You starting up your own brand, you becoming an author, like. What would you have as far as advice to people that literally, like you said, you're living below. I'm not sure exactly how to put it. You know what I mean? Like
Potential?
I couldn't imagine just going to a job every day that I can't stand, that I don't care nothing about, and doing that for 40, 50 years instead of taking that chance.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather do this for the next 10 years
Right.
and build this
Right.
and be happy.
Right.
And, at some point, it pays off
There you
than
go.
to work a job for 50 years and just be like,
Yeah.
I got to go in here because I got to do this.
I feel you.
So, yeah, I'd rather struggle doing what I love
Right.
for a shorter period of time.
Right.
And in the long run be prosperous than to just be mediocre
Oh man, you talking about
for
names.
a lifetime. So
Get comfortable, man.
so what can you speak to that idea of, and what did it take for you to just, I mean, you've always been a hustler,
Facts.
right? But how did, what mindset did you have to put yourself in to be able to start this brand and start Naturally Ours or start Little Green Giants? Like, and that's a lot of different things that most people haven't started anything.
It's been an eventful year,
Yeah.
to say the least.
Man, to say the least.
Yeah, man, sweating and struggling and hustling. But man, as far as advice, I would say, man, you got, okay, let me just make sure I'm putting this in perspective. Because you got this acronym that's circulating right now about jobs, and it says just over broke. Ooh. You feel me? And it's literally, you're working, just hard enough to where you don't get fired. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you just literally just trying to, in, out, Monday through Friday, the weekend. You know what I'm saying? And it's to give up Monday through Friday consistently, over and over and over again, for 2 days of freedom, and be caught in this repetitive cycle, and expect like, oh, I'm gonna keep going to the job, and I'm gonna expect to have a savings 401k. A lot of that stuff is, it's not promised, And today we even struggle with the idea of thinking is Social Security going to be available, when we come of age. So, the day of a man being able to work hard and, find a nice job and retire, and, for some, they're still enjoying that. But for others, for the vast majority, by and large, it's not really a thing anymore. So,
It's not. Even when you look at the numbers as far as Americans that have, say, $500-$800 for an emergency.
Right.
Just laying around.
Right.
And like 60-70% of Americans don't even have an extra $500 laying around. Most Americans have less than 5,000. They don't have a retirement.
No life insurance.
Yeah.
No plan. And the thing about it is, and I'm not throwing stones from a glass house, because that was me for a long time, and that's all I knew. It was, hey, work, figure it out, try to turn up. You know what I mean? Enjoy life in some kind of way. You only live once type deal. But what changed everything for me, man, was, I was, like you said, I've always been a hustler. Like, I haven't worked an hourly job, man, in 10 years. Like, everything was based off a percentage. So,
how much is your time worth?
Exactly. You know what I mean? What's the gross profit? What's the bottom line? So I was kind of brought up in a different way through the sales game, where, hey, I'm watching the company rake in thousands, and I'm only catching 25% of that. And I'm like, well, dang, if I'm the company, I can pay somebody, you know what I mean, they say you never give 100% of yourself to one thing. But if you can employ 10 people to give 10%, then you got 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how much of it does it take from you to be able to employ 10 people? Probably a very minuscule amount. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset that I adopted in watching how our society is set up. It's a capitalistic society. You know what I mean? One person can take, an idea and turn it into a marketplace, and turn it into an enterprise. you know.
Yeah. Amazon.
Exactly. You feel me?
Right.
So we're in a place to where, you know, these corporations, you know, we've all, you know, dealt with the advertising, the marketing, you know, the social calibration, you know, that you receive from it. That's, you know, that's in the book. That you receive from your peers, your spouse, so on and so forth. You got a lot of pressure to just provide and, you know, hang in there.
Yeah.
But if you can really and truly, man, take it upon yourself to love something. If you love something, if you love an idea, if you love to do something, for me, I love business. I love the idea of, you know, creating something from nothing. So I kind of just had this natural affinity with business.
Yeah.
And, you know, once I open up one, okay, boom, this is the framework. Let's take that and apply that to this. So for me, it kind of just came naturally. But, you know, for anybody that I would say is looking to free themselves up, you know, financially, you know, get away from the rat race.
Yeah.
You know, I'm all about a hustle until you can, you know, live the life that you want to live. So if you got a 9 to 5, perfect. But make sure you got a 5 to 9. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you got something that you're, you know, contributing. You're contributing to that's going to ultimately, you know, give you the life that you want. You know what I mean? Don't just accept what you're comfortable with at the moment. You know, seek to grow, seek to expand. Remember when we talk about happiness, you know, you talk about it, you're expanding, you know, you're loving it, you're going to grow, you're going to rise to the occasion if it's something that turns you on. But if it's something that turns you off, you know, moment by moment, you just contractually, you know, you're obligated to shrink because you're in fear. You don't want to take that chance. You don't take that opportunity. And these companies understand that. You know, they'll bargain with you, time for money, for you to forget about your dream.
That's powerful. That's dope. Over 10 years. That's crazy.
10 years, bro. It's always been percentages. It's always been closing deals. I've always been in charge of, you know, my compensation. You know, it's just a natural thing to where, you know, some people, they have these arenas, they have these gifts that come alive when, you know, they're under the guide and instruction of, you know, leadership. And some others, man, it's, you know, hey, I look at that as a tank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have mentors, I have coaches, and I understand the idea of, you know, operating independently, but also, you know, operating in a good team. I think, you know, a lot of people rush to a company, but if you develop a solid team, you know what I mean, you could really be able to put yourself in a position where you can do far more than you would in that seat at the company. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, know your strengths.
Yeah. I'm too far gone now because I get it. I get like
you understand.
Now
like,
I do, yeah.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, like I just never imagined that. You know, you just don't think about it. Like you said, and it's like that box you're talking about. You think of the saying, think outside of the box.
Right.
But then it's kind of like, just get rid of the whole damn box altogether.
There
is no box.
No box.
There's no box. You know what I mean? So once you start thinking like that, man, it's infectious because, like, you know, then my woman starts thinking like that. And she's like, you know what? I'm worth more than this.
Right.
And she doesn't make bad money. No, she does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She doesn't make bad money. Which some people would be like, shit, I would love that. You know, she works from home and making the money she makes. She making the money that people are sweating in factories.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? Sitting on the couch. So it's not like, you know, she makes bad money, but the potential is she started seeing the potential.
Right.
And it's like, well, you know, $20 an hour, okay, that sounds good. But if I go to school for this, the average, you know, you know that when you looked into the Yanni business,
right,
and you're looking at like what it costs, you know, to get one of those, right? And then you're looking at what's the market standard for the price of this service. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, dang, I mean, you could do 2 clients a day in some of these markets and be good.
Facts.
2 hour services that might be $80 a piece.
Man.
Right? And then
me and my queen, we sat down, we talked about, she said 15 a day will make us 15,000 a month. And that's been,
and that's not unreasonable.
15 appointments a day is, you know what I mean?
That's not unreasonable.
And you think about, people come up with these big numbers. I want to make this a month. I want to make that a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 100,000 is $277 a day. You know what I'm saying? So if you can come up with the idea to put yourself in that position, you got it.
Yeah.
That's their point. Is figuring out what turns you on. That's the audio intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people think the meditation and the yoga and the stuff that we're endorsing and getting behind, it's not for just the spiritual movement that's going on. There's a lot of things that you could do to activate your faculties. Like, I feel that we are all way more than we've been convinced of. I feel like we're all capable of far more than you've ever been told. So it's learning how to unlearn all of the garbage and the limitation, man, and reprogram yourself for your wildest dream.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about, if you could give a solution to the financial status of our people in this country? Like, what would that be? Like, what do you think the solution to Black people freeing ourselves as a collective in a country that doesn't necessarily care or put forth much effort to change that situation? But I feel like, of course, it has to start with us, period, right? How do we help our brothers and sisters to think more freely and just do better overall? Because as far as when you're talking wealth gap and things of that nature, man, like, it's clear that we're just at the bottom of that totem pole. And I think the mental thinking, it has to start there for me.
Man, I don't know. Ain't no help for these niggas out here, man.
That's funny. Look, that's the soundbite right there. Yeah. That's the soundbite.
No, man, it's like this, man. It's like this. Man, it's tough. It's tough, man, because one economic plan is, it sounds good. It's we unify, kumbaya and shit like that, man. But just keep it a buck, man. When you got all of these people that's trying to get on the same page, or I personally think that, and I want to bring a negative vibe to my people, man, because we are beautiful, we are brilliant, and all that I've said is directly speaking to just that. We're far more, man. We're far more than what type of history we've been taught. We're far more than, what any news station or police officials have said. We're far more than any politician has quantified, man. Like, man, we're a beautiful people, man.
Yeah.
But this the thing. We have to use common sense. We are, quote unquote, prisoners of war. You know what I mean? Living in a society that's criminalized our existence. So when I say niggas, like, that's a group of people that was manufactured to behave a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people might have got hit by, Black people and this, that, and the third. Like, how can we help? Like, you got to understand this. To align with your highest purpose, regardless of what your color is, you first have to love yourself. And we have all been taught, self-hate. We've all been taught, these ways of living that, contribute to our demise. So, like, how can we, first and foremost, remedy that? First thing is first is we remedy that by being the change we want to see. And it's by expressing love towards one another.
Yeah.
And we do that by supporting our black businesses. We do that by finding people who have the resources that we're looking to, put somebody to work with. Look, I'm looking to employ somebody. I'm gonna find somebody who find somebody who's gonna benefit me in the future. I'm gonna benefit them. We can circulate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, your vibe attracts your tribe, man. So, like, I feel like if we're really gonna fix our economic situation, we can do so by, bartering services with one another.
Mm-hmm.
We can do so by, seeking to understand before we seek to be understood. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like, a lot of times we bash each other because we don't understand. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand, where certain people are coming from, so on and so forth. So, seek to understand each other.
Yeah.
I'm big about that. I don't wanna, you a child of God until you tell me otherwise. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna put nothing on your name until you, like, inform me that, okay, I need to proceed with you like this.
Yeah.
And I think economically, if we dealt with each other like that, a lot of people, man, off jump, some niggas, I ain't doing no business with them. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
bad about that. Bad about that, bro. So, if you love yourself, you'll learn to love people that look like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And if you love yourself enough to love people that look like you, loving people that don't look like you will be easy. And then the audio intuition will be calibrated to where we can have a universal thing where, we won't be ostracized out of the marketplace. We won't be blackballed. And, it won't be no more, Black Wall Street's being bombed. We won't be, enemies of the state in our own territory. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we really have to do the work to decriminalize our nature. But at the same time, we can't ask wolves to be sheep. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, like, we've been historically dealing with, situations that systemic, institutionalize, and, traumatize us. We have to band together, love each other, love ourselves. That way we can build a future that we love.
Yeah. I got you. And I agree with that. Like, I can tell that was a little more complex to think about. You know what I mean? But you're right, bro. Like shopping with your own people. Like, the black dollar is the quickest dollar to leave. It's gone. It's spent. Like, it doesn't circulate in the community. Not even a day. Not barely an hour. Like, it's once it gets in our hands, it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's wild to me. Like, because we shop, like, the net worth of Black America to me is literally trillions. There's just like I say this all the time. From our lingo to our culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, our music,
right?
Like, our swag. Like, I see it all the time. Like, 2K. I've been bitching about 2K and been 2K for a while. So, like, all these little, like, even stuff like Fort. That was out of nowhere, right? But if you look at, even looking at the video games, like the dances that they're doing and shit like that, and the games that it's all our shit. Mm-hmm. That's all our shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, nowadays, since we live in a globalized economy, a globalized market, right?
Right.
I was thinking this the other day. I was like, white folks sure know how to dance nowadays. But you gotta think, back in the day, the system was white folks that had no rhythm, but they weren't around motherfuckers that had rhythm. They lived on the other side of town. Yeah. So now you can go on YouTube and TikTok, and then you can see a brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's dangerous though, because they get to experience lots and bits of our culture without actually having to be in the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody want to be black till it's time to be black.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So they get to be the illusion of inclusion. Like, they get to be a part of our culture and our music and our dance, our swag, our food, our cooking, like everything. They get to experience without any of the negative shit that brothers have to deal with also.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So when you look at how much money black people do generate, that honestly just is being robbed in a lot of different instances, man. Like we, even like why the music industry for once, right? Music back in the day, man. If brothers and sisters actually had money, access to wealth, and access to capital back in the day, you wouldn't have all these black artists making all these #1 hit songs, and they're under some white-owned label, because they would have been able to have to start their own labels back then instead of having to go sign with this. You know what I'm saying? So we generate a lot of money that we don't see.
We do, and the thing about it is, we're starting to monetize our likeness. We're starting to, take seats at the ownership tables and stuff like that, and it's great to see.
Seeing Jay-Z and guys like that.
Exactly. And the biggest thing, man, and to kind of segue from what we just spoke about, the economic plan is in, it's just get your own business legitimized. Get your own LLC.
How much does the LLC cost to let people know?
It's pennies on the dot.
It's like $50,
honestly,
something like that.
You know what? I've seen companies, advertise, hey, we'll set you up an LLC for $600, this and the third. Man, I literally researched everything, Google, YouTube, and it didn't cost me anywhere near that. You know, like literally, you can put yourself in position with the Secretary of State. You can register, with the county. You can register, IRS.gov. A lot of that stuff is plug and play. Research where you need to be. If you're, limited liability company, you could set up a multi-member platform where you start bringing people to the table. There's so many things that you could do, and then just the tax breaks that you get, man. Oh man, the business owner side of paperwork. It's different, bro. You monetize everything when you're a business. So
that's why Trump is right now $70,000 in haircuts and shit.
It's a different
write everything
man.
off.
Like, and I even try to talk to my parents about this kind of stuff, and they were, work a job, retire, 401k type people, and they just did not understand the business world, and they complain about the taxes, this and the third. And I'm like, well, hey,
Stop the business,
right?
Stop
some of this stuff off. Let's,
Start a business, you got to pay taxes.
Hey, the 501c3s, nonprofits, the for-profit, man, like read up on the business side of things, and I'm telling you, it's happening though. It's happening. 2020, like you said, people are opening up businesses. People are taking a chance and stuff like that. Yeah. As people they got 2020 vision. They see through the bullshit. They see beyond the veil of the illusions and stuff like that. And they see like, okay, if I'm gonna get it, I gotta be the guy. I gotta know this. I gotta be here. I gotta network with these people. I gotta synergize here. And, delegate there. So
I think it's scared. I think it scared the shit out of people to realize that the people running the country day in and day out don't know what the fuck they're doing, and that for it to affect so many Americans through no fault of their own, I think was scary. So a lot of people was like, I'll never be caught out of position like this again.
Ever again.
So I'm not going to rely on saying this stuff, because it literally showed people that shit ain't gonna always be there. Anything can happen overnight, and now you're in the unemployment line.
Facts.
So I think it really lit a fire into a lot of Americans' asses. Like, I need to take control of my own destiny, because these motherfuckers don't know what they're doing.
Period. There's a term that's called post-traumatic growth, and anybody who's come face to face with a traumatic situation, there's you kind of step back, you get rattled. You know what I mean? Kind of get your bell rung, say that in football terminology or whatever. But after you get your bell rung, you're like, all right, I get back up, and I got hit hard. Now I know what I can take. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now I approach stuff with a different, with a different prowess, with experience, and you grow from it. So like for me, man, when I got traumatized by all of this stuff going on, they're talking about you can't send your child to school and stuff like that. It traumatized me, but I grew from it. Yeah. Like, okay, boom, we need to put this in place. We need to delegate here. We need to invest here so we can, create a marketplace for ourselves to eat. Even we did some of the best business during the COVID, and literally, like, helping people, like helping women overcome having these cramps and stuff during their menstrual cycles, helping women get pregnant, helping people reduce inflammation and stuff like that. A lot of the things that we were doing were strengthening the immune system, and it's that, man, line up with your highest purpose. The ideas that even allowed us to open up a business was, I feel like it spiritually set us up to help people through this COVID situation. Like, people were calling us saying, like, man, do you guys have elderberry syrup? Do you guys have, we had all different types of sleep blends where people were, dealing with insomnia from the stress and cortisol of not knowing whether you're going to have a job the next day or you got COVID-19 or something like that.
I know that you can wipe your ass because they bind up all the toilet paper.
So,
crazy.
Yeah, man. So, Naturally Ours was born, man, in the midst of a great need. And during that trauma, not knowing that we were doing the right thing, we grew from it, even from a business standpoint. So, hey, post-traumatic growth, man. Go through it, and you'll grow through it.
Yeah. Now, other scary shit. Election night tomorrow.
Whoa. Whoa.
Other scary shit. One of my buddies, shout out to Travis, he posted earlier, and he posted my sentiments exactly what I feel. Doesn't matter who wins this election, man, it's going to be an uproar. Like, actually, you got a gun I can borrow?
I got one for me.
I might have to go to Walmart, man.
Oh my
I might have to go to Walmart and give me a shotty,
bro.
bro.
They've been all on the airways talking about if Biden wins, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
The proud guys.
I posted a video on one of my shows where the guy was on TikTok and he said,
right. You got the Not Fucking Around coalition, this, the black militia.
It's gonna be crazy, man.
You got the what's the boys with the oh, you know what I'm talking about. The Tiki Torch boys, the Tiki Torch boys. The far right group, what's the name? The extremist group? I don't know.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah, all
over
the
place,
hate
man.
crimes and all that stuff. Man, you know what? I think personally that, you got Trump in office right now. You got all of these allegations. They want to throw him under the jail. He's got, obvious ties to Russia. He's got all of these different, business scandals that are about to be unsurfaced. So then you got Biden. Biden look like a creep, yo.
Right.
You seen the video with the kids?
Yeah, sniffing little girl's hair or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was creepy. And then you seen the video where the 94 crime bill.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's him. He was like, yeah, I don't feel bad for right now. Go for it.
Yeah.
It literally, man, that sent like millions of my brothers to jail, family.
I was literally debating last night. It's my head in the way.
Right.
And this is the thing that I was telling. I was telling this young brother, he was actually supposed to be on the show this Thursday.
Right.
But me and him actually got into it. Because he called me. He was like, something along the lines of like a coon, Uncle Tom ass motherfucker, something like that. I said, you got me fucked up. Right. Like, people that know me know that I'm very pro my people. I'm pro black about every motherfucking thing. But at the end of the day, some things we do have to take accountability for to a certain extent. Right? So you can't blame everything on the white man. You can't blame everything on him. Some problems that we have in the black community are because of us. But the problem with America that I have is the fact that, like I said, we are instead, no matter whether you vote for Trump or Biden this year, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't really care. I talk a lot of shit, but honestly, I don't really care. My focus, honestly, is on over the next 4 years, Americans need to push really hard to change this two-party fuck-ass system to a ranked choice voting system, to where you can actually vote, to where you have your vote isn't wasted if you don't vote for Democrat or Republican, essentially. So you got people that want to vote for Joe Jorgensen. You got people that's like, there's a black lady running for president independent. You don't hear about none of these candidates, right? In America, I wouldn't give a fuck if we had 100 candidates every election. That's better than having these two some bitches. These can't be the smartest people that America has to offer.
That's my thing, bro.
So that's my focus, is changing the voting system as a whole.
Yes.
Because this two-party shit is the real problem of America. That has people like me and you at odds with each other. Right. When it's not me and you, that's the problem. It's this voting system that's the problem. Like,
see,
people are really at each other's throats right now.
I have seen the craziest stuff, man, from, I'm a business owner. So, I benefited from the whole Trump thing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you see, like, these prominent, black folk coming out and say, hey, man, Trump ain't all bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
50 Cent.
Yeah. And it's knee-jerk. It's like, some black people like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Losing shit.
Right. It's all, and we live.
That's a financial argument, though. When you hear guys like 50 Cent, for him and his finances, Trump is going to be better.
Right. Biden's tax plan is I don't know
50 Cent said, fuck that shit.
I don't know all the specifics, but it's pretty, crazy.
It's a little hefty on the upper levels of
I've been trying to stack my little coins.
Coming. Exactly. So like, and that's what I think. Some of the Trump Biden or some of that is simply finances. It's finances, right? Man. So like, if you making a certain amount of money, this candidate might be better for you. If you're in this tax bracket, that candidate might be better for you.
You got to deal with the fact that we've been disenfranchised. We've been, focused on in a negative way. Biden pretty much, kind of pointed that out, calling us predators who hadn't been socialized, and like that's he's on record saying that. So. And Trump is on record saying, "Grab him by the pussy." We family, like
it's America,
bro.
It's America.
This is the home of the H-1B1 visa. You know what I mean? Where that's the genius visa, if I'm not mistaken. Where some of the most bright people in the world come here to, explore and learn. So, if we have all of these bright minds here,
when we get Biden, smelling children's hair. You're gonna be real attractive when you get older. And we got Mr. Grabbing by the pussy.
This dude's wife is a porn star. Like, I can go with my phone right now. I ain't never known no president.
I told my girl that. I said they was talking so much shit about Michelle Obama.
Right.
I was like, but I can literally Google the first lady's coochie right now if I want to.
Family, come on, man. The girl, Michelle was the most educated of the first ladies, if I'm not mistaken.
She's damn sure one of
she's up there. So this is the thing, man. You got people who make decisions based off logic. You got people who make decisions based off emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been one of those people who toe the line of left of center. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not gonna get too far away from the people. I'm not going to get too far away from logic either. You know what I'm saying? So I really think that in order for us to create the best plan as a people is we really have to, as a people, as folks who are considered to be, on the low end of the totem pole, we need to get together, man, and unify on a real deal system, like you say, because the two-party system's not working. It's not working.
Damn sure ain't working for us.
It's not working. So I think you hit that one on the head, man. You hit that one on the head.
That's my biggest focus. Like I said, I think Biden, like I always make the car reference, Trump is driving the American vehicle and this bitch is swerving all over the road right now. I think Joe would at least get in there and hold us in between the fucking lines.
I got faith.
But in those next 4 years, I really want Americans to realize that we got to stop allowing them to pit us against each other with this red bullshit.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop letting
made me choke.
Do it. For real, we got to get out of that, man. It's not working.
Get out of it,
and it doesn't make any sense.
And gosh, bro. At the end of the day, end of the day, the only way for us to really and truly, impact our generation, for our kids to live in a better world, is we got to find a way to work together. Yeah. And we got to find a way to work efficiently to where, change is actually happening for everybody to benefit. Now, I get the Republican understanding to where, hey, the business owners benefit, they're creating the jobs, they get the tax breaks and such, but I agree with you, man.
I understand that. I understand that too. You know what I'm saying? When you do start looking into business, as a business owner, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But it's like, damn, y'all ain't gonna pay nothing, no. Like nothing. And then they say, well, if you make them pay the taxes, then they'll outsource the jobs. And I'm like, well, that sounds un-American as fuck to me.
Right.
Just because I'm asking you to pay your fair share, then you just take this shit and fuck all y'all. We're gonna put these motherfuckers putting the work over there in China where, or Indonesia or whatever. I feel like that's fucked up. But, I get it. In a capitalistic society.
And that's exactly
but it's like, damn, like Amazon is allowed to make that amount of money and your tax codes allow them to essentially pay shit, nothing. But we got veterans sleeping on the streets. Like, I don't think it's a problem to ask big corporations to pay their fair share.
Talk to me.
I don't think it is. But he is right in the aspect of a lot of the motherfuckers will take their shit elsewhere. They're going to pack it up and we'll fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? We ain't paying y'all nothing. We're already giving y'all the jobs. You know what I'm saying? What else y'all want? So I get it. But like I said, I think that's un-American.
We need a political think tank, man, that's really looking at all the algorithms. Y'all studying every damn thing else.
Yeah, we got some smart people.
It's
in
some
this
smart
country,
people,
man.
bro.
There's no way
they determining all of these outcomes and
you
know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be a way where we can come up with a system, man. And I think it's planned obsolescence. I think, these people get put in this position and they're expected to, change hundreds of years worth of decisions
in 4 years. It ain't gonna happen.
And it's just not practical. It's not practical. And you gotta understand, man, in order for us to really and truly, get to the next level as a country, you got countries that are operating at a way higher level than America. And the education, they say it's wealth redistribution if we, increase the minimum wage and we start to tax. But it's at the same time, how can we create a game where it's fair across the board? Because right now, the elite are running our countries.
Yeah.
It's not, the red or the blue. It's not white or black.
1%.
It's the 1%. So, do you become the 1%, or do you create a strategy to where we have this humanitarian way of living where everybody has a chicken in the pot and doing like which one is it, man?
Socialism.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
I think America has to be smart. And it's kind of like this, right? When they say like the term happy wife, happy life, right? And I think over the years, men, we start getting that concept. It's like, man, I'm just gonna do right, man, because if she's not happy, then I'm not gonna be happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's not happy, she's gonna blow this whole operation up.
Right.
And the thing, the analogy I'm trying to make to America is if everybody eating, I don't think this country will truly ever come back together. I feel like it's gonna be this type of tension for decades and years to come until, the motherfucking shit erupts. And it's just people just not gonna sit around and continue to take the crumbs anymore. The racial tension is at an all-time high right now. Everybody's arguing with everybody. I don't see America coming back together until America has to be smart enough to realize that we got to take care of all of us, or them motherfuckers gonna make it hell for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, people not finna just keep making $7.25 an hour. People not finna just keep struggling to make ends meet because these greedy corporations and CEOs don't want to come up off a few extra coins so where everybody can get, a decently, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just don't see America coming back to any semblance of peacefulness until we begin to close this wage gap in this country.
I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna put my hippie hat on for a second.
Go ahead.
Rock with me, man. I'm a holistic guy, man. I'm an organic guy. And you got these inorganic systems, man, that have taken people so far from the natural way of living. You know, after the Industrial Revolution, everybody left the tropics and, you know, ran north or just ran in some type of franchise or company just to live the modern way. Mm-hmm. But I really and truly think that the moment that we really get honest with ourselves about, you know, what's possible, even from the pharmaceutical industry's, you know, perspective, where if you made $100 billion off of a cure, would you allow that cure, you know, or that information about that cure to be, you know, dispersed on a wide, mm-hmm. you know, a wide scale? You wouldn't. You do whatever you could to keep people arguing. You do whatever you could to keep people distracted from that truth, so you can continue to monetize and, you know, have a monopoly over this particular area that generates, you know, obscene significant amounts of money. So that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the right thing, you know, slapping us in the face every day. Mm-hmm. But we've all been taught and conditioned to do it in a way and accept that way, and contributing to our demise is what we're doing. So until free energy has been suppressed for, you know, generations, you talk about, you know, all of the inventions that have been, you know, swallowed up by, you know, multinational corporations, and, you know, you just got the little guys kind of being stamped out every time they make some type of, you know, some type of stride or something like that. So at some point you almost have to be stealth, and you have to be all hustle and no attention. You know, and a lot of the major executives, that's exactly what they are. You know? And as a people, we have to figure out a way where our education system hasn't been reformed, our political system hasn't been reformed. Yeah. If it has, it's been in a way where it's just, you know, more of the same. You know what I mean? Our legislative system hasn't been reformed. It's been exposed, if anything, with the internet and the, you know, free access to information. So now that we see that our way of living is far beneath our greatest potential, we have to be honest about ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves and take the right steps in the right direction. And if we're arguing about the symptom, you know, it'll always, you know, have us to where the truth and the root of the cause, it'll evade us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on. People want to argue and why did the fruit rot? You know what I mean? But you don't want to look at the roots of the situation and what kind of toxicity is in the soil and, you know, the environment, the epigenetics of what's going on. You know what I mean? You really have to be honest with yourself and face that. So that's what I think is going to help us make wiser decisions as a people, as a nation. I think once America gets to the point where, you know, they're not working so hard to suppress the good, you know, that's when the good will finally, you know, do what it's supposed to.
Okay. So but around the similar area way of thinking, man. Like, and I hope I'm wrong.
Talk to me.
But like I said, I don't see it. I think shit's gonna get worse. People are tired of being broke. You know what I'm saying? The American system's not working for the majority of people. When it stops working for the majority, you're gonna have an overtaking of a lot of different shit.
I'll tell you this, man, and you gotta look at it this way. A long time ago, man, Sovereign 2020 is what I kept hearing. You know, by 2020, you know, you need to be doing whatever you're passionate. You know, whatever your passion is, by 2020, you need to be doing just that. And that's the playbook that I was operating under, man, to where, you know, I figured there was going to be some changes that came with this year, you know, so I wanted to do the best I could to operate within a sovereign capacity to where if everything shut down, I'm going to still be able to function and feed my family. Yeah. And, you know, that's why I took the turns that I took. That's why I made the investments that I made. And, you know, all I can say is I'm reaping the benefits of what I've sown.
Absolutely. Man, the time flies when you're just kicking it.
That's
So I want you to go ahead and plug yourself on the way out, man. Closing thoughts. Let the people know everything possible about your businesses, your products, anything, your YouTube. Maybe explain more so what the brand is, the men's grooming brands.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Let people know.
Well, Ekwel Grooming Company, man, it's my baby, and I talked about that name Ekwel long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. The first time I started talking about Ekwel was 2016, 2015, and I wanted every man, woman, and child to have the opportunity to become equal, or to become the equivalent to the greatest versions of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So the grooming is high performance thinking. It's cognitive science, atmospheric acuity, hemispheric brain synchronization. A lot of these things that I talk about is, some of the plays and some of the ideas that I had in my spirit and my soul, man, when I was reaching for my highest purpose. So now that things are starting to align, now that things are starting to really, come into fruition, I want to give that information to the world. I want to, give everybody an opportunity, man, to, it's one term that I'm researching right now that I'm actually going to set up for my second book. And it's literally the process of transient hypofrontality. Transient hypofrontality, man, it was a term coined by, I believe this was a doctor, man, world-renowned doctor. Csikszentmihalyi is his name.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy, man, he just talks about flow state. He talks about aligning with a biochemistry within your body to where you turn on the right organs, you turn on the right capacity and pathology of mind to where you're self-seeking. It's almost like a heat-seeking missile, man, to where you can't miss that image that you've ingrained in your mind. Mm. So it's a lot of powerful stuff, man, that I want to bring out, to my community, to my brothers and sisters. And, I haven't spoke about a lot of these topics or terms, in a public setting. So glad, man, I had a chance to come on the show, man, and just speak from my spirit about what's going on. But yeah, man, Ekwel Grooming and Fitness it's on the rise. Remember that name, because what we're doing, man, and what we're setting up for, not just men and women, but what we're setting up for the children, man, it's going to be super powerful, powerful. Naturally Ours, it's a awesome company. It's an awesome brand. Again, we're located on 645 North Riverside, Suite C, right behind Classic Q, right across the street from Wendy's and Burger King. Website information, the link is in the description. But you guys, Naturally Ours is huge. We're about to roll out paint and sip events where, hopefully I can pull DJ MidKnight's arm, and
Absolutely.
we can get him down and do some events, man, at the spot.
I'm with it.
I've got some art instructors, man. We've got some awesome programs set up for folks. We got an oxygen bar coming to Naturally Ours, so look for that. We're going to be offering the paint and steams, the paint and sips, offering complimentary wine. Going to be offering the oxygen bar, and of course, right now we're doing sauna bag detox option. Anybody, if you're an athlete, if you're just trying to lose some weight, just trying to reduce inflammation in your body, come and get in our infrared sauna bag. It is an awesome full body detox. We also have castor oil wraps to where they just reduces inflammation and heals the body in a great way of preventative maintenance there. But hey, fellas, I've got an awesome performance herbal blend. It's called Root Strong. It's got Triglyceride terrestris in it. It's a big testosterone booster. Gives you that natural kick. Any man that's in his late 20s, early 30s and up, you definitely need to look at your testosterone levels. It's another part of aligning with a higher version of yourself. Little Green Giants, You know, it is what it is. That's my, my way to give back to the community, man. We go to the inner cities and we do these awesome, meditative exercises. We have these awesome programs that just help kids, get that self-esteem going, get that self-worth and that value built up. But alignment, line up with your highest purpose. I'm going to conclude there. It's available on Amazon. So grateful for this opportunity, brother. You can get that in ebook platform, and I also have it available in paperback. Get my contact info. I'll make sure it's posted in the descriptions. But I'll sign up for you. I'll come speak. I'll come do whatever you need me to do, man. And I'm just grateful for this moment, and I'm extremely humbled, man, by your invitation, brother. It's always love, always respect.
Oh yeah, man.
And hey, man, I just want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to be more productive, and I want you to be better than you were yesterday. That's what I'm all about. Ekwel CEO.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. That's the show. And we're going to go ahead and play the outro music, brother. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, cool. An hour and 10, something like that.
That's it?
Yeah, it felt like, right? It don't feel like that at all, huh?
That was legit, though.